20 minutes?
Board members, do you, there's at least 4 of us here, so we can make decisions. Can we, exactly, Ms. Balfour, I think would go along. The idea is trying to figure out how we can get some stuff done before we break for lunch. And one of the things we thought might be easy is food services, and then Mr. Blocker could release food services. Would anyone have any objection to us moving that up? Yeah, that's why I was thinking if we could move them up, we could get that done. And I apologize to the rest of you, but we kind of know the other subjects are going to probably be a little longer, maybe, in conversation. And this one, we like Roy, so, and we don't dislike you, but Roy usually comes in and tells us what it is, and then we, he feeds us. What can we say? Right? Yeah. So, yeah. No music. Okay. And so, Mr. Roy, if you could come forward. Yeah, we'll take it away.
No, we have this since it's caught on this, and it seemed like it was a whole pack. But it's less than
that. Thank you, sir. Lunch. I'll text you. There'll be a bat signal. There'll be a bat signal. Big W. Okay, go right ahead, Roy, because we'll just keep sidebarring for a while.
Okay, good morning, board members. Thank you for allowing us to come tell you about our exciting new software that we have. Had a couple board members call me and ask, they've seen this on the news, that some districts, Hillsborough County was one of them, and a couple others, where students were actually downloading apps and it would give you nutritional information about what we actually serve in our cafeterias and allergens and all of that. So to keep up with technology, I know Ms. Powers called me. I said, if you could just sit tight, I promise you this is coming our way, but I don't want to show it to you without it being finished. So I'm going to let Kelly Niblett, you all know Kelly, she's our dietitian on board here. She did a lot of data entry. We went out, we took pictures of our food, because you could download pictures of what they think food should look like, but we wanted the real look. I don't want to mislead anybody. Well, that's not our piece of pizza or that. So Kelly went out, did a whole lot of work in it, and we just recently launched when we got back from Christmas break, so our students are able to download this. So I'm going to have her do a little presentation for you, okay? Thank you.
Hello, good morning, almost afternoon. NutriSlice is a program that actually everybody in the state of Florida is able to purchase. Anybody in the country is, but the state of Florida actually purchased programs for any county in the state that wanted to use them. And it's a relatively new company, and they're actually really wonderful and easy to work with. So we hope to see this program even expand more than what it's already showing us. So NutriSlice is its name. In the absence of information, people can make up their own decisions on what they think school food looks like, tastes like, smells like. And so in order to provide parents, students, teachers, the information that they can use, we decided to use the NutriSlice and get it out there. So if something in a PDF format just says vegetables, anybody can think that it could be anything. We know that what we're serving could be steamed vegetables from a local farm. However, somebody could think, oh, they're serving, canned vegetables drenched in butter. So there's 2 ways we can tell our story. We can tell it by using an app, which I'll show you when we go live, how you can download that app, and the other way is on a computer. So what this is going to show you is that when we go online, and I'll show you exactly how it works, that you just have to scroll over something and it's actually going to show you a description, a picture of the food item, a description, the nutrient analysis, and then you have an option whether or not you want to view the allergens as well. And so now, from this program too, you can print PDFs if you want, you can go online, you can send yourself, you can sign up for them to send you emails, so the menus will automatically monthly be emailed to you directly, and you can carry it around on your mobile phone as well. So, yeah,
And
it
the
is.
pictures on the apps are our pictures? Is that what he was saying you did?
Well, what we did is actually Chris Gangler helped a lot too.
Oh,
Thank you. What we did is kind of made our own little makeshift photography studio and took pictures of our food. So I would say 85% of all the pictures that are on there are our pictures that were taken. If it's a baby carrot, I might have used a stock photo, you know, I mean,
Or
how.
Jell-O is Jell-O, it's not a little.
Right.
Or, you know, if there was just a new item that came on before I launched
I
it,
got like stuffed pizza, it looks like it's ours.
and that is ours.
Yes.
And we're just pretty, you know, we just did them up nice. So, and I'll show you, he's already on it, see, cheating, right? And, I note on the allergens, I mean, allergies continue to be a bigger and bigger issue. We see more allergies, we see more severe allergies, and we have a lot of, one of the things I do is I take the phone calls from parents that are concerned about allergens. So what I do is I make a cheat sheet for all the nurses that list all our foods and all the allergens that are in them, and I send them out. I send that out to the parents as well. Any parent that's interested, it's posted on the website. But that's a lot of upkeep. Now they can go themselves and they can see what foods have what allergens and make decisions with their children at home. Or if it's an older student that's familiar with their own allergies, then they can make their own decisions when dining with us. So that's just, with everything we have to juggle, it's nice to be able to have a one-stop shop where we can put all our information in, and then the public and the students can go ahead and look at the information, and it kind of tells our story in a nice way. So I get back to the app, and I just want to show you the website quickly.
I will share, as Kelly told you, that this was no cost to Citrus County. It was purchased through the Department of Agriculture at the state level, but we are probably one of only a third of the districts that have taken advantage of this and gone live. So we're happy we were able to hop on board. Weren't one of the first, but better to be complete than rush through the system.
So if you go to citrus.nutrislice.com, this will appear, and we are working on trying to get them to make it a little fancier, but at least this is your home screen, and then you get to choose a school. So if we just choose an elementary school, take the first one, then you get to choose your menu, whether you want breakfast, lunch. Actually, lunch probably was the better one to show for the allergies. So then you'll choose, well, we're in January, so we'll choose the January menus. And it comes up, let me scroll down here. So much easier with the mouse. So what you do is you can just go over any item, and you'll see the picture, that is our picture, and the nutrition information. Over on the right-hand side, there is a widget that shows you if you want show special diet information. What it is, it's a disclaimer that you're gonna have to agree to, meaning that if any of the information in here was not correct, they're not holding Nutrislice accountable for it. But, isn't that everything, right? So if you go over it now, then you can see the little icons that pop up. And this isn't showing it very well. That will show you, with a picture. You can see this contains wheat and soy, and again, it gives you the nutrition information. as well. The other thing that you can do is for our diabetic students, you can do carb counts. So it'll list the food and it'll list the carbohydrate counts. And what's really interesting is that I've learned at one of the middle schools that the students, when they go to lunch, are coming in and the nurse actually has them on the computer taking charge of themselves, telling her what they're gonna eat, looking it up, and then deciding on their insulin from there. So I think that's a really great learning tool, you know, so I think that's great that that's already being used. So, and again, you can go back and you can download from here is where you would download the app. You can also, you know, sign up for free lunch or fill out your forms. And so it's a great tool. It's wonderful. And again, we're going to be able to show parents and show everybody out there what our food actually looks like, what it contains, the calorie information, again, the carbohydrate information, anything that they might be needing. So if you have a special diet, what you would do is you would go, you can filter. So you would go, just say it was an egg allergy. If you press eggs, anything that has eggs in it will now have a strike through it. So then that it will eliminate anything that would have an egg ingredient. So that's really helpful for anybody that has a specific allergy. Right now they have they call them the grade 8, the highest 8 allergens that are out there, the most prevalent. But we have asked them if they can go ahead and include others, because we have students here that red dye number 4, lactose intolerance, different either intolerances or allergens. So if we could get this list expanded, even for our gluten-free, and get this list expanded, and then they.
And then there's one that I didn't see, obviously, there, and it's not a allergen, but for vegetarians, because it doesn't take out that. So I was thinking like nacho rounds. It actually is a meat product, but you can't tell that it's really a meat product on that.
In the description you can.
You can in the description. No, I meant it's if you were planning a menu for the week.
Oh, absolutely. Again, it goes back to that PDF form.
Yeah.
You have that one sheet of paper. It can only give you so much information.
Yeah.
Because it's just, you know, that's it. And so to be able to see this, see the pictures, see the description, and actually for parents to be able to, you know, the kids come home and, you know, I get these little elementary kids that say, I like my PB dippers.
Yes.
And mom goes, what is a PB dipper?
This is
You know, all of a sudden now they can actually see the picture of it, our picture of what an actual one is.
660 calories on that too. I was like, wow. I mean, I guess the peanut butter and the pretzel
Everything together.
is pretty strong.
Yeah,
That's the entire,
Yeah.
right.
It's,
But-
oh yeah, the total carbs is strong, which again is good for those who need that nutrition as well. So
Now, let me mention about carbs, okay? That is one thing we are not governed by, okay? USDA, we are not governed by carbohydrates, okay? But we felt the need, and, you know, Kelly will attest to this, to put that in there for our diabetic students. But USDA does not regulate how many carbs, but the carbs that we do serve are whole grain, okay? Carbohydrates, okay? So healthy carbohydrates for our students to partake, okay?
This is outstanding. I know you've got a plan as far as rolling it out and introducing it to parents so that they get educated on how to use it. How is that going to unfold?
It is on our website currently, okay? That's the best way. We have let anybody that we've been in contact with been made aware. Obviously, we're on tape here, so people are going to get to see this as well. So again, we're welcome to put out a flyer and send that home with all students. But again, we're trying to stay as paperless as possible. So again, it headlines the front page of our website, letting them know. And Kelly does our menus that go to the newspaper that are published every week. And at the bottom, we have let people know, did you know our menus are now interactive? Please go to such and such website. So they will see that in the newspaper as well.
Good, thank you.
Okay?
And on our signs outside our schools, we could put this.
Well, you're gonna be angry at Tom.
the other thing, one of the other things, this was kind of like just a one-page informational that went out to all the teachers and staff principals, so they could decide whether or not they wanted to include it in their newsletters. And again, this, like Roy mentioned, on our monthly menus that go out, there's a blurb on the bottom of our menus that give the website. It's really user-friendly when you go in. It's kind of hard to kind of negotiate without my magic mouse, but it's really user-friendly. In the app, there's a bunch of students that already have the apps, and they, you know, whenever you see them, they go, look, I've got it, you know, so.
And you know, really, with any of our iPad district ones, we could just add that to the, you know, as the standard app thing, and that would be their, you know, as their. The other thing too is, are you able to push out any emails on? I'm thinking like I do auto pay, or you know, the online pay for my kids. Are you able to? I was going to say, because that would be a free way of sending that out, of at least.
We can contact MealPay, and they, I think, have something in there, so that's a great idea. We'll contact them, see if they'll help with it.
Yeah.
It's there.
No, but they want that included on what goes on if it tells them about how much. So we'll look into that, Mr.
Yeah.
Kennedy.
Thank
That's a great idea.
Is it a reoccurring cost or a monthly fee? Or
Right now, for the first 3 years, it costs us nothing. So,
We can afford that.
right, and the interesting thing is, and I brought my little cheat sheet, one of the interesting things is, because the state of Florida has agreed to purchase this for whatever districts wanted to, and it is such a new concept in school menus, that there's some major research that's being done on this program in the state of Florida, because it's the biggest launch that they're having. So they have a behavioral economics, Dr. Joseph Price from Boston University, Dr. Jason Reese from Harvard, and Dr. David Just from Cornell. There's 3 things going on. They're researching consumer marketing and then finding ways to help students eat healthier. And Boston University is doing the research to see the ways that students of all ages would eat more fruits and vegetables if this indeed will actually help. And in Cornell, the research is showing how students use this information to make food choices. So there is some exciting research being done to see if this does make any kind of impact on the changes of choices that students are making. So yeah, it's kind of interesting.
We appreciate it, and did you have anything else? I'm sorry.
No, I was getting my cue from Mrs. Himmel about another topic before
No
I
problem.
let you go, and I'll be very short and brief, because I know you got a full agenda here. So any questions regarding that? The NutriSlice? Again, I
Big
want
thumbs
to
up
thank,
from you.
Kelly. You know, she did an excellent job in making this happen, and we're very excited for our students in Citrus County. Again, showing you why Citrus County is one of your leaders here. Another topic, we have met with the superintendent when she's gone out with her student advisory councils at the high schools, and we have a request. So I've been asked to bring you that request. And it's not against any rules or regs, I just want to make you aware of that. But there's always that public perception, so I always want to come to the board and keep you in the loop there. And we've had a request from our high schoolers to be able to serve coffee to our students. They're telling us they're already stopping by, you know, the local Jiffy Mart or wherever and picking up coffee, and they drink the coffee. So we have done some research. We are able to launch this. Now, next year, guidelines are changing again. With us, it never stays the same. So with our a la carte choices, they're gonna really crack down on the amount of calories, sugars, fats, and so forth with that. So we're trying to stay up on that so we don't launch something that we have to now pull next school year. So Kelly and I have done some work on this, and we would be able to serve them coffee, okay? A cup, okay? Not the jumbo size and all that, a certain size, okay? With flavored creamers, okay? A certain amount.
Did you say about this size? Is that
About
right?
that, that's exact size we're looking at. We like the status symbol of the cup, and that's what high school students are looking for. They like the dome lid with the little sip slit that it has in the top there. So we would be able to serve them coffee. We've already priced it out. We think it'd be very reasonable at $1 a cup. Basically, anywhere else you go, that's about what it would be. Be able to serve them some flavored creamers at a limit, okay? If they don't want that, regular non-dairy creamer, and a sugar
Is this a caffeinated or decaffeinated? That's the first question that to
Yes.
me comes to
right
mind.
now, it's going to be caffeinated because that's what they want, okay? Should the need that they come to us and say we would like a decaf option, we would look in that as well, okay? But again, it would be 1 cup. There's no refills. We don't want to, have that perception that we're jazzing our students up. But if they're getting the caffeine anyhow, and Kelly and I as dietitians, studies have shown there is no adverse effects for a student having a cup of coffee a day, okay? Even 2 cups of coffee, and you all have seen that.
Let me ask,
Yes, ma'am.
talk with the assistant principals and principals about, like, I'm mad at you, boom, there's the coffee on you.
No, we have not talked if they threw some type of food or anything like that, but our thing is, Ms. Powers, they could throw anything at each other if they wanted to, a bottle of water. I know with the hot, and we've talked about that, but at that age, we have to eventually look to see, do we trust our students to be able, because they're bringing hot coffee from outside before the school day starts, and then they're throwing it away, so they could do the same whether we're serving it or not. And we felt, you know what, if we can bring them in here, they're not late to class, and we're giving the students, this is what they're asking for,
And
so.
will we make a little money?
Yes, ma'am, we always have to cover our costs, okay?
Board members, I think we need some, some,
Is for who?
Right now, we would just be serving it at breakfast time. Should the need and they want us to start to serve it at lunch, we could readdress that and possibly sell that at lunchtime as well.
And the population again, define the population, high school? only?
High school only, high school only.
I'm not so sure the parents would agree with you on serving
caffeine.
coffee to a ninth grader.
They're coming to school with their power drinks, that's what I found. The monster drinks.
Yes, ma'am.
And those that want to be charged up are coming charged up. From a teacher's perspective, to have a classroom full of charged up kids can be a management challenge. However, whether we offer them coffee or not, if they're the ones that are wanting that type of kick in the morning, they're gonna get it, whether we're offering it or not. And I definitely understand the perspective that she has as far as the perception out there from the parents. Oh my goodness, you're getting our kids hooked on coffee. I see that coming actually.
I don't drink coffee, so I didn't think of it in those ways, actually.
I do, I'm looking at it from all sides here. How's it gonna affect the classroom? What are we looking at? But it's gonna be back to the same rules. No drinks, no food in the classroom, just like it normally is.
Mhm.
You
I
can-
used to drink 2 cups of coffee every morning before I went to school.
How old were you?
But it's,
I was 17.
it's the
Well, that's
perception of
it.
the district
Yeah.
promoting it, that's the difference.
I
And
could
that's what it
see
comes down to.
juniors and seniors, but freshmen and sophomores, I think we gotta draw the line somewhere.
See, and that would be very hard for us to regulate, instead of IDing kids and,
I will tell you, but I was shocked because I think the first time I had a cup of coffee was probably when I was 16 or 17, and that classic, I'm not sure I liked it. And then, but it's funny because my son loves coffee, who's a 9th grader, and I will tell you a lot of his friends. I'm sure he was. I'm sure he was like.
I hear where it's coming
And I'll
from.
tell you, there's a flip side because I tend to be concerned about the caffeine a little, to say a little bit. There is, I think, though, there is a group of students that respond where caffeine calms them down because it has the reverse effect. So I'm not sure that I know where's the balance there. I certainly am open to it all the way around, but I would also not be opposed if somebody wanted to do it as a decaf test instead of a caffeinated one, to see even if it was, if in a rollout, how it was received or not.
I know that when we took the Cokes out, when we talk about parents, when we took the Cokes out, I didn't get any phone calls in support of taking the caffeinated Coke products out of schools. I got calls like, I can't believe you and the board want to control what we let our kids have, to the extreme. Now, I know there'll be parents out there who may say that they don't want their students to do that, but on the way to Lecanto, Many times I stop at a location out there and I can't get in because of all the high school kids. And they're
Oh,
buying
it's
their
strict, the
drinks.
Dunkin'
So,
Donuts? Oh my
you know,
gosh.
so I don't know if we want to try it till the remainder of the school year, see what kind of feedback we get from all the parents and the students or not. So that's why we're bringing it to you all.
Thanks, and have we polled parents at all through SAEC meetings? Do we have any parent feedback?
No, we could always send out a survey if we need to, if you'd like for us to do that.
Let's do that. Let's do that. That would at least allow us to know that whether we're just worrying about it. Because, there's a part of me that just loves the idea of having a little cafe, at the high school. But then the other side of me worries to say, really, is that the direction we want to go? And I'm not sure of the answer today.
Right, and we're happy one way or another with whatever you all choose. We could sit there and say, if we chose to do this, that we would only serve coffee in the morning and not in the afternoon. That way they wouldn't get a cup in the morning and then come to us at lunchtime and have another cup of coffee. So we would at least cut that in half if that's what the board chose. But we'll do what you asked us to do, and we'll get with what we need to do, the principals, to send out a survey to our parents and get some feedback on that.
And if you served, would that be the only container of its kind? I mean, there are bottles and everything, but the coffee would be the only container?
We would only serve it in that because, again, not so much the caffeine, because we're not regulated by that with the new guidelines, but we are regulated with the amount of calories that the child will consume. So we've already measured, we've done our research on once it goes in there with the couple creamers, the flavored creamers, we're good with that. There'll be no caramel drizzle, there'll be no whipped cream on top, none of that stuff. We can't do that, okay? So I just have to
Ms.
make sure about
Powers
it.
brings up a point though. I think, I don't think it's policy, but I think that a lot of our principals, or we have, that it must be a clear container. That goes in the classroom or,
They can't take the coffee to
Yeah,
the
they-
class.
so they can't take it, okay, so that's something, okay. Thank you.
I'm
Got it.
honestly concerned about the spilling of it, and because it is a hot liquid.
Yes, ma'am.
And I don't think we have any other liquid that's a
Soup.
container that top can come off and spill.
And I totally understand your concerns, but with anything, we serve hot foods off our lunch line, and anything, in any accident that could happen, there could be that opportunity for that.
Where do you serve the hot chocolate at the same time?
Currently, we're piloting that at the high school, and we are serving hot chocolate at Citrus High, and we haven't had any issues. In fact, the board did approve, we did that breakfast cart, and Mr. Blocker asked me to kind of report on what we're looking at there. Right now, we're serving about 45 students out there, and it has been a little cold, so we've been battling that. They don't want to stand out in the cold, but we're happy to report it's starting to climb. So the manager over there, Todd Carter, who does a great job, he did mention to me that they have served a new high and upwards of about 220 students, where they were averaging about maybe 170. So that is a significant increase for students that are partaking of breakfast. And it's not just the hot chocolate. Yes, ma'am, it is a container just like that. No, ma'am, we have not had one report, and we've kicked that off as soon as we got back from Christmas break.
Hot chocolate also contains a caffeine.
Yes.
What's the difference, is the difference between a cup roughly? And I'm not looking for a specific, but is
I'm
it
trying to remember
twice as
my
much,
days.
half as much,
Hot cocoa is gonna run you about 120 milligrams, and a cup of coffee is gonna run you about 325.
Okay, so,
Now, option C for the coffee, to please maybe perhaps both parents and students, would be, they do have half-calf coffee.
which would be about then similar in caffeine to a hot chocolate.
Exactly. So you get,
Serve tea also for those non-coffee
She's
drinkers?
a tea drinker.
I like the teas too.
Believe me, we'll take it to any level we need to. We just need to get it off the ground to start, and we've been asked for coffee. That's why we didn't want to go the decaf route yet, and we didn't want to go the tea route yet. But as it needs to progress, we can do whatever the students, our customers, are asking for.
Are you allowing student-run, the
kiosks to make money, like a booster club to be the coffee people, or?
Okay, and that's been another topic we've talked with Mr. Blocker. There are new regs that are out with the Healthy Hunger Free Kids Act. We cannot revenue share. So anything that we buy out of federal funds, I cannot share with another group. How we are waiting on some answers on vending machines that I'm waiting on an answer very patiently from Department of Ag, and it's taken them about 3 weeks to get me an answer, so we're waiting to hear about that because we've had some concerns at the high school to allow those machines to be on throughout the entire day if they serve the healthy items that are coming down the pipe next year. And right now, currently, they cannot, because there's the competition clause, they cannot compete against food service. So that's why they're not allowed to be on until an hour after the last lunch. However, if the vendor is willing to share revenues between us and the schools, can we then allow those machines to be on throughout the day? And what's the difference with the share? We cannot share revenues with product that we have purchased. Okay, if a vendor has purchased product and is just willing to share with us and the school, there's the question I brought to the Department of Ag, and for some reason it has stumped them, so we're still waiting. I didn't think it was that difficult of a question, but obviously it is, because they've taken it up the chain to, I guess, Washington.
So we're asking then if they would do a survey and come back to us with a survey from the parents, maybe going through using SAC or something. Okay. Anything else?
No, sir. You all talk about Citrus County. I'll just share something and I'll get out of your hair. I do have a conference call at 3:30 today, and we've been contacted by South Carolina. A food service director there wants to know how we do our things here in our high schools with our food courts. He's looking to launch something like that. He read articles about Citrus County, and so we're happy. We've been contacted by several people out of state. How they're getting our information, I have no idea. But obviously off the internet, they're,
We spread
When
it.
I
That's
travel
good
through the
stuff.
country, I write your phone.
Kelly, take note of that. Talk to Mrs. Himmel.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you,
Okay,
Roy.
thank you all for your
Appreciate
time.
it. Board members, do you think we can do this back at 1:15? Does that work out okay? Okay. We'll adjourn until 1:15.
You're gonna call Weston